Good evening, everyone. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur MS India organizing daily international webinar series. In this series, we are inviting the speakers from India and abroad. We are daily listening from them on various topics as per their study and field of research. In today's session, we have invited Dr. Shalini Puri Madam from Manipal University, Jaipur, Rajasthan, India. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation. I welcome you from all participants, those who are joined here, and from my organization.
Thank you so much, sir, for the invitation and
As
providing me.
she is delivering the topic human personality identification using ANN. So this is the technical topic new for us. So we are eager to listen from her on the topic human personality identification using ANN. I request you, ma'am, you can start your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, providing me this opportunity for the interaction. So, is my screen visible, sir? Is it visible? Okay, thank you, sir. So, my topic is the interpretable CNN based analysis for transparent human personality identification. This is the part of the human personality identification using artificial neural network. And in this topic, basically, we basically just a minute. Basically, in this topic, the artificial neural network, for that concern, I have considered the deep learning model CNN, and because nowadays AI and XAI, explainable AI, is taking very are being used very much in the market, and they are being in the research as well. So that's why I have included the part of the XAI, that is explainable AI, and their terminologies as well. So that's in that concern the topic interpretable CNN based analysis for transparent human personality identification. We will see how what is basically a human personality and how we can identify a human personality using artificial neural network or CNN, and how the interpretability and transparency concerns of the explainable AI can help us to better interpret the results of such topic. So, if we talk about the human personality identification, this is very new topic, and in this, a lot of research is going on in the same field, and human personality generally, in case we discuss about it, human personality is mostly that is showing your external behavior or your external looks, plus internally how you are behaving with the other peoples, and how what is your nature. So to depict the human personality, we should have the some special features. We should that should be identified by the software or some system, so that we can identify in some way that what are the different features of that human being, and what is its personality. Even the person is not in front of us, even then we can identify such people behavior, such human behavior. So that's why this field is very much important for many different areas, because human beings are everywhere, you people also know. So mostly if we see the healthcare or educational institutions or other institutions or other disciplines, so human personalities are important, they are represented in some way, and we recognize how this person would behave, or what would be the behavior and nature of this special person. So for that, although we have many traits and many methods to identify the personality of a human being, including the handwritings and the facial expressions, so we will today discuss about the that traits and that personal the special features, how the facial features and maybe the handwritings can help us to know something about the behavior of a person. So traditional, if we see the traditional assessment system, they have generally the questionnaire and expert evaluation. For an example, you may have an interview, and in the interview you have been given some questions and answers. You'll just answer those questions, and mostly that scenario were there between before even 10 20 years. And at that time mostly people come to other people and they discuss about different topics, and they get the answers, and so accordingly they had some form. The human beings or other, I mean, maybe educationalists or other people try to fill that form, and accordingly the behavior and concerns were recorded, and the behavior were identified. But nowadays technologies have taken a long turn and a big turn. So now we have many type of systems and software that can help us to identify the personality of a human being across the world. So for that, secondly, that time, I mean, the traditional systems were very much time consuming, but nowadays if we have a special tool, or if we have some type of software that can obviously help us to know the personality of a human being. So that's why this is important, and this is actually helping us to identify a person. And that that can also be used. One of the application of personality identification is also there in the criminal recognition, or that may be used for official purposes also. So that's why the visual and the behavioral data of a person can actually help us to know about the that human being, and we can see the facial expressions of that person and handwrite through the handwriting, or maybe we can read the faces, I mean the facial images or facial expressions of that person. So for recognizing or for checking all those particulars, we need to get some special data. Maybe the data should be in the image form, or some CSV files, some Excel sheets can be there, and we can just extract some special features. We can take some special features to identify the important personality concerns of a person. So CNN models generally they operate as the black boxes, and they're helping us to make this decisions in a very good way. So although there are many many variants of the CNN and ANN variants, recurrent neural networks are also there, LSTM technologies are also there. Nowadays we are using deep learning models, and we are trying to get the ensemble of some models, so that that ensemble model of CNN, convolutional neural network, or machine learning models can help us to to create something, some good systems. Secondly, the use of the XAI is now being increased, because many systems, I mean, that chat GPT and other tools, AI tools are open AI tools are there. They're here for help us to to design something, or to help us to read the things in the same way. If we are explaining, if we are using the explainable AI, artificial intelligence in our projects, the explainable AI is helping us to interpret the results. For an example, in case you get some results, you predict the results like the personality of a human being, this would be this one, maybe 93%, maybe 90%. So why it has come only 90%? What is the prediction result? Why there were some errors? Why it didn't identify better results? Or maybe you have more models, than if you are comparing your results with different models, then XCI would be helping you to interpret those results. So in that way, your trust would increase for your model. Yes, this is the reason why I'm not getting the good results, or this is the reason why I'm getting better results in this model. So that's why it is trying to create some twist on our models. And another point is to we can compare our work with other works as well. So that's why there are many methods, although excel for xci, but still lime and shab, they are being used. They are helping us to visualize and explaining the features of a human personality in a better way, in case we are predicting the results using cnn and deep learning models, or maybe we are applying the ensemble approaches or hybrid approaches. Even then, if we want to get them interpreted so that we can create the twist and the results can be fruitful, and we can just analyze those results in a better way. So xci methods are there, are being used a lot, so that we can actually interpret and accurate interpret them in the accurate way. And trustworthy personality identification system can be developed for the real world applications. So I just introduced about this topic, that human personality identification is no doubt is playing actually a very critical role in the psychology, healthcare, education, and other fields. And that personality identification is important, so that the behavior, the behavior, the facial traits, or facial expressions, or other things are necessary to understand a human being, right? And that is also important whenever we are going anywhere, or it is also important for the official purposes, in case we are working on a maybe we are working with a system, we are where we are actually identifying the criminal cases, or we are checking the criminal cases. They are also for identifying the criminals and their behavior, how would be the behavior, then also we can actually identify with the same. So that's why cnn and xai, they are the good models for personality identification system. Now, if we see the special five factors which are really important for a personality, to understand the personality of a human being, so they are actually openness, consciousness, extroversion, agreeable, and neurotism. So, first is openness. So these are the five factors which are actually representing a personality of a human being. A person can be extrovert, it can be introvert, the person is open to all and very much talkative and something like that, or the person can have self control in himself or herself, or he is very much friendly, or he is very much emotional or non-emotional, or he is willingly trying to helping other people every time, everywhere. So this is actually depicting the behavior of a person. So to get that behavior of a specific person, we need some special features, we need to understand the core of that personality of a person. So that's why this five factor model is very much effective to understand the personality of a system, of a person. So in the case of the openness, the person is open, and he or she may discuss the things with other people very openly. He may be creative, he can have curiosity, and can just have the desire for novel experiences, etc. In the case of consciousness, the person is actually conscious, he is every time awake whenever he is or she is going anywhere, or talking something to other with the others peoples, or maybe doing some projects, or etc etc. So he has self control while talking, while discussing, while behaving with the other people. Or he or she may have competence, perseverance. The person can be extroversion, friendly. The person can be friendly, can be open mindedness, or he or she is having very good helping nature, or neurotism. can be there for emotional stability and constraints. So basically, if we want to know the emotions of a human being at a particular scenario, at a particular time, maybe the mood swings of a person. Just an example, the person is in the sad mood or happy mood or something like that. So emotional stability can also be judged through the, or can be evaluated through the this human personality identification system. So that's why this five stage model is very much effective. Later we'll see that some comparison among some other models and this model also. Then we'll see, yes, this five factor, if in case we are focusing on such five factors, they are actually helping us to gain knowledge about the behavior of a human being at a particular scenario also, right? And we'll discuss some case studies, some basics, or using handwritings and maybe through the facial expressions, how these fields are helping us to understand the concern of human identification or personality identification, right? So here also you can see, we can see that this is the contribution of the machine learning models. The machine learning is basically divided into basic, at the basic level it is divided the two levels, right? Supervised and unsupervised. In case of the supervised learning, the classification is done, or the categorization is done, or where we have some known or trained labels, so that the testing data set can be trained on the behalf of the trained data. Just an example, you can we can take a basic example whenever we go into the class, right? So we are teaching students some subjects, some topics, etc. So basically, that is a sort of supervised learning. We have a specific syllabus, and according to that syllabus we try to give some information to the students. We try to train those students according as per the syllabus, right? This is an example of the supervised learning. But in case engineering or any other field, if it is if the student has not enrolled in any of the college, and he has directly taken admission from university, and he or she is doing studies or collecting the material by his or her own way, right? Then he has to check the syllabus, he has to check the notes, he has to collect the notes, or he has to make the notes by himself or herself. There is no way that somebody is teaching to that person, and in that way you can say this is the unsupervised example. So basically machine learning models are supervised and unsupervised. In the case of the unsupervised learning, we actually take help from the features of that the data features from the data set, and then we apply those features, and when then we get some results. In case we see the CNN model, the convolutional neural network model, that's a case of the deep learning model, and deep learning is a case of the machine learning. And in fact, you can say that it is a type of the supervised learning, because first training is provided to the model, and then the classifier is trained, and then maybe CNN classifier is there. Then obviously I'll try to first train the CNN model, and then I'll have some testing data set, so that testing data set can be tested. So this is the case of supervised and unsupervised learning. Here we can see nowadays neural network deep learning, they are taking a lot of research, or in contributions are being made nowadays for the different type of research purposes. Transformers, this is again a different category of the classification. And supervised learning, I mean, around 50%, 51% portion, or 51% research are being done with the supervised methods, and rest other are being done through the neural networks or unsupervised learning or transformer or reinforcement learning. So this is a basic chart to let you know about the contribution of different ML models for different research contributions. And you know that we have discussed about the personality of a person that really matters in various ways, not in only in the education. Whenever we go, wherever we go, that obviously the human personality is recognized and it is obviously followed. I mean, it is actually important how the person is behaving, why it is so. If it is the behavior is not good, then why? If it the behavior is good, yes, we accept that, but the reasons are there, and we many times we try to identify those reasons why the behavior is like this. Because sometimes, you know, we do the survey also, the what is the basic or average type of people, they are behaving like this or this, or how, what are the different their mood swings, or they are sad, or they are happy, or they are laughing, or they are doing something else, something. So that's why you in the educational field also, as we people are the, I mean, most of us are in the education field, so obviously personality is very much important for us, because that gives an impression, the first impression to the students, and then students think, yes, the teacher is like this and behaving like this, so that means teacher may be good, or maybe treating maybe he or she has skills to let us understand the things, or let us understand the topics of the subject. So that's why personality matters, and that matters actually a lot. Further, we can see here the big five traits for the same. The we have discussed all these five traits: extrovert, consciousness, openness, neuroticism, and agreeableness. So, if we see the characteristics of these traits, then extrovert, obviously that is related to the social ability, assertiveness, activity level. So that we have although discussed all these concerns and all these traits and their positives and negatives. So because extrovert person will would be behaving differently in the social environment, whereas the introvert person would be behaving a very behaving very different in the social environment. So that's why that, and in case they are working in an organization, their behavior would be different in that organization. So that's why the behavior matters a lot. That is important to create an impression or an impact on the other people also. Sometimes curiosity, in case we see the openness, then curiosity is important. So openness is associated with the creativity, innovation, and flexibility in a way. And individuals with high openness, we take the risk in practical matters. So, in such ways, these big traits help us a lot to identify human personality and their behavior, etc. And now coming to that, that was about the personality. Why it was required? Why do we have a personality? Why behavior is being judged or evaluated? There were some reasons on behind that. Now, if you talk about the emotions and the facial expression, these are two ways to understand the human personality or the behavior. Secondly, for that, one of the ways is the handwriting recognition. Through the handwriting, also you can understand, you can try to understand the behavior or a personality of a human being. Now you can see here, in case a personality, in case a human being is there and he has some feelings, obviously the person may or may not be emotional, or on the basis of personality we can try to read the facial expressions. So that facial expressions can also be attached to the emotions. So in all, we can say a personality includes the emotions and facial expressions both. So in case a system is reading the facial expressions of a person, many times, you know, we have a video or some images of a person, and then the system analyzes those expressions and reads those images. Then he checks, yes, what are the mood swings of a person. He is laughing, he is in the sad mood, he is in the happy mood, he is in the jolly mood, or he is like very jealous something. So what are these emotions and facial expressions are actually showing? So that is important for the same. Further, we can see here the architecture of such a system. uh, firstly we need to collect the data. Maybe in case we are working with the images, or we are working with some, we can ask other people to fill some data, and those, the parameters of those filled sheets will obviously be related to the, personality features only. How you are behaving in case this scenario is given to you, then how you would behave in with that scenario. So in such a case, data can be collected, then that data should be cleaned, and further feature engineering is performed, because you know that whenever we collect the data, maybe in the Excel sheets or maybe CSV files or images, the features are always required. So we can check those features. Further, we can select the model, specific model for the same. And further, we can apply the convolutional neural network for the same. The convolutional neural network will analyze those features and accordingly will try to recognize the personality traits of a person. And then the personality profile can be created for a person, that behavior, what will be the behavior of the system, and how it will actually be treated, right? So that's why the convolutional neural network, this is how the CNN is applied, or convolutional neural network is applied. In case we want to extend it more to include the explainable AI, then in such a concern we need to add some more stages for the same. And explainability concern can also be included for that. Now you can see here why we need the interpretability to ensure the personality results. That is required to create the trust for the system. In case, because generally CNN, the disadvantage of the of using the CNN is that there may be the bias of the data, or there may be class imbalances, because the many type of classes would be there, so there may be some bias. That means the CNN is producing some good results for one class, or not and it is not producing some good results for other, or maybe some bias, that means biasing, so that in that way also the CNN can have some issues, because that is one of the disadvantage of the CNN. So that's why this issue is there. Now AI, what it is doing, it is trying to interpret the things, it is trying to interpret the results, it is trying to interpret your predictions, whether your predictions are okay, or it is creating, I mean, what are your predictions and why these predictions are coming. In case you are judging, you're evaluating a person, that the person is in the happy mood, by reading his or her facial expressions, or by checking his emotions on the images or videos, etc., then why it is so, the reason behind that, what is the reason behind it. That's why the XAI can be used for the same. These are some of the types of the personality traits. We can implement the big five personality traits, that is actually taking along around 69% of the same. And other technologies are also there, other methods are also there, because many times we actually check the handwritings of the people also. So handwritings speak a lot. So if a handwriting is very much systematic, very clear, and then so you just read the things, and you can say yes, this handwriting is good, and accordingly you can predict a lot about the person's behavior. So in such a way, sometimes you try to check the cognitive style of a person, or other features or emotional features of a person. So these are some of the factors which are actually playing an important role to identify a personality of a human being. Now, role of convolutional neural network, that is really important, because it is one of the deep learning model where we actually learn through the different features, spatial hierarchies, spatial and frequency hierarchies are there. Mostly we try to get the things through the spatial hierarchies, and we try to get the high level features from the images and the signals. For the CNN can have the components including the convolutional pooling and fully connected layers, and that is actually used especially for the facial analysis and identifying the handwritings. CNN architectures can be VGG16, ResNet 50, LXNet. They have their own advantages and disadvantages, and on the basis of such results, we can get the good model, and we can identify the things. So in such a way, these are some of the training results which I've included because I have worked on this human personality identification using CNN. So I have included some of the results. ROC AUC curves can also be identified on the basis of the facial expressions, and in fact, you can check the handwritings as well. You can ask, you can make a form and based on some specific topic, and then you can ask the people to fill that form. They will fill that form in the handwritings, and your system can analyze the handwritings and can get the then that way the results can be obtained. So these are the training steps for the same data acquisition. That is a basic step to get the data, to collect the data. Then the feature can be selected, and then hyperparameter tuning can be performed by the CNN. Hypothesis selection, validation can be performed, and lastly, the testing of the entire rest of the dataset can also be performed. This is showing a comparison different between the different CNN model architectures from 2012 to 2017, and the size of the data set, the accuracy, parameters, input size, and depth are also given, and comparing these models with each other. This is another graph to show the differences between different methodologies used for the human personality identification. This chart shows the human input data type distribution because the many times the text-based data are used to identify the human personality on the basis, and other categories are images, questionnaire. You can have an interview, you can conduct an interview with different people, and then audio-based data set can be there, phone, social, video. So such type of data set can also be there. Hello? Yes, sir? Now, yes, sir? You're not audible, sir. Okay, thank you. Okay, okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Now, further, we can also apply the explainable AI for the same. And explainable AI, as I told you, that is actually representing the interpretation and trustworthiness of the system. So nowadays, many research contributions are focusing, they are aiming towards the XAI to make the better decisions with the AI. So AI makes the thing transparent. Yes, because the results are predicted, and then we understand the things. Why our results are so like this one? They interpret the things. They interpret your the deviations, the differences between your actual results and the predicted results, and then then that is understandable by the humans. So that's why it also provides insights into what features influence the predictions, why this decision was made, why you get such specific accuracy or such specific precision, etc. So that's why it to increase the chances of fairness, to increase the entire trust of your system or accountability of your system, explainable AI systems are also being enabled for different research contributions. So if we include the CNN plus XAI framework, in case we include both of these modules, then CNN predicts personality traits, and then XAI explains the predictions by highlighting the facial regions, or by highlighting your handwritings or handwriting strokes, or emphasizing their visual or textual cues, etc. So in that way, CNN plus XAI both work together to create a better system that can accurately work and provide good results. But you know that in case we are implementing our model with some specific machine learning or deep learning model, even then that machine learning or deep learning model would have some advantages many advantages and some disadvantages. So in case our model is able to accommodate to survive with those disadvantages, then that is good. If it is not, then you need to you should try to work with some other models as well, right? But CNN anyhow is working in a better way, in a better condition. So lack of transparency is there in the decision making. That's where what particular concern can be covered by the XAI, with the explainable AI. Further, it is sometimes difficult to justify the predictions. Bias issue is obviously there. I discussed that with you. Data set imbalance issues are there. Sometimes it is not suitable for high stake domains without the explanation. So these are the concerns why we switch to the why we are including XAI with CNN. So XAI techniques can have GradCam to visualize different important image regions. Lime is there to locally interpret the model's explanations. Shape is there. Generally, it is used in the game theory, and some silent map features are also there. Limitations of XR is also there. You are predicting things many times. Your system is not able to get the explanations in a better way. Sometimes it is not true, or sometimes explanations are not fully reflecting the internal behavior of the deep learning models. These issues are also there. So that's why your system, there should be some trade-offs. There should be some balance between the accuracy and interpretability. In that way, your system should try to make a balance between XAI plus CNN or machine learning, so that it can interpret the results in a better way. Other limitations of XAI include the model-specific constraints or inconsistencies of the explanations. Further, this is about the real-time personality detection system. Firstly, we should capture the image from video or from some other source, and then we can crop in case we are working with the image data set. Then classification should be enabled using maybe ResNet or some other CNN model. Statistical analysis should be performed, and then the personality can be predicted, and finally, it can be interpreted through the XAI. Some educational applications are there for the for such human personality identification, that is like collaborative learning. For such application, we can do something. Project-based learning can be there, mindfulness practices, differentiated instruction, gamification. Some important considerations, including facial data, recognition, collection, and then recognition. Camera is also important. The dependencies there, complexity of the personality, and sometimes there is no guarantee of best results or good results. So this is a way we are transforming education through AI. So we can apply AI techniques, line, shape, and other techniques to identify human personality. We can apply CNN as well. So we saw that why CNN is required, what are the limitations of the CNN, and what are the limitations of the XAI as well. So that was all about. So in case you have any question, you please ask that questions. You can please ask the questions if you have any.
Thank you, ma'am, for your studious speech on the topic. And this CNN and XAI network can be used for identifying their personalities. So it is a very informative, studious topic, and you also did the research on that. So
Okay.
it is very useful in the concern area for the different identification of the personality issues. Thank you, and I request participants to unmute themselves and they can discuss with our speaker. जयवीर सिंह जी, आपको हम विनंती करते हैं कि आप चर्चा कर सकते हैं।
सभी को नमस्ते। नमस्ते मैडम।
नमस्ते सर।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद महत्वपूर्ण जानकारी के लिए।
ओके।
सवाल है,
हाँ जी,
जो हमारी भारतीय परंपरा पद्धति है, पारंपरिक, पर्सनैलिटी जो अपनी व्यक्तिगतता कहते हैं, तो इसमें जो हमारे पारंपरिक पहनावा है, जैसे धोती टोपी तो अब लास्ट पीढ़ी है, हमारे पिता शायद हम नहीं पहनेंगे। तो ये जैसे 5 स्टार होटल की मैं बात करता हूँ, एक मेरे दोस्त हैं, की बात कर रहा हूँ, वे दूध की डेयरी का काम करते हैं।
हाँ जी।
एक बार वे 5 स्टार होटल में चले गए तो उनको रोक दिया गया।
हाँ जी।
तो पर्सनैलिटी के लिए ये कितना महत्वपूर्ण है पहनावा?
सर एक्चुअली अगर हम पहनावे की बात करें तो हमारा इंडियन ट्रेडिशन हमें इंडियन पहनावे की ही इजाजत देता है, और बेसिकली हम अगर वेस्टर्नाइजेशन को अपना भी रहे हैं तो भी हमें अपने कल्चर को उतनी इम्पोर्टेंस ही देनी चाहिए जितनी हम पहले भी देते थे। सेकेंडली अगर हम बात करें तो ये सब वेस्टर्नाइजेशन की वजह से है। पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था जैसा आप बता रहे हैं। वो पहले जैसे जब तक हमारे यहाँ पर, शायद मुझे कहना चाहिए ब्रिटिशर्स नहीं थे तो, या कोई और हमारे यहाँ पर कुछ ऐसा नहीं हुआ था, तो उस टाइम था कि ठीक है पहनावा है, बट यस पर्सन्स आर इक्वल। उन्हें इक्वालिटी से रहने की इजाजत हमारे सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक ने दी हुई है। तो एक पहनावे की वजह से किसी को अगर कहीं पर एंटर करने से मना किया जाता है वो सही नहीं है। इवन अगर हम कहीं पर होटल में भी जा रहे हैं तो सभी लोग, भगवान ने सबको इक्वल बनाया है, तो मेरे ख्याल से हम इसके लिए डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर सकते। इनफैक्ट अगर हम देखें तो हमारे मैक्सिमम इंडियन कल्चर में ऐसा मोस्टली नहीं किया जाता, आप अगर देखें। बट यस हम थोड़ा वेस्टर्नाइजेशन भी हो गया है और इस वजह से काफी जगहों पर और काफी प्लेसेस पर, होटल्स वगैरह में या कहीं और पर भी ऐसा डिफरेंशिएट किया जाता है, क्योंकि उन्हें लगता है कि हमें स्पेशली ड्रेस कोड में आना चाहिए। जैसे हम स्टूडेंट की बात करते हैं कि वो यूनिफॉर्म में आए तो वो यूनिफॉर्म को इंक्लूड करे। बट अगर हम किसी सोशल प्लेस पर जा रहे हैं तो हम बिहेवियर हमारे लिए इनफैक्ट सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। पहनावा हम अपने अगर कल्चर को शो करते हुए पहन रहे हैं तो इसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है, और इसके लिए एंट्री के लिए कोई हम ऐसा कोई सिस्टम इनफैक्ट ह्यूमन पर्सनालिटी में कोई इंक्लूड नहीं कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि हम यहाँ पर आज के सिस्टम की भी जो हमने आज जो पूरी ये डिस्कशन किया, ये भी हमने केवल फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन या उनकी हेड राइटिंग्स पे किया और केवल बिहेवियर के लिए किया। एंड सेकेंडली अगर मैं इसमें बात करना चाहूँ तो मोस्टली ये हम बिहेवियर को तो पता कर ही रहे हैं। एक सेकंड पॉइंट ये है कि मोस्टली ये क्रिमिनल केसेस में भी इस टाइप की ये पर्सनालिटी आइडेंटिफिकेशन किया जाता है। तो हम केवल कमर्शियल केवल प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम ना करके ऐसे ऑफिशियल प्रोजेक्ट्स पे भी काम करते हैं, क्योंकि क्रिमिनल्स या मे बी कोई पुलिस केसेस है, क्रिमिनल्स नहीं कहना चाहिए, कोई पुलिस केसेस है, वहां पर भी पर्सनालिटी आइडेंटिफिकेशन इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। तो ये एक इसलिए हम सिस्टम जनरेट कर रहे हैं ताकि हम अपने फीचर्स अपने बेनिफिट के लिए कर रहे हैं, ताकि उसके थ्रू हम सॉल्यूशंस निकाल सकें, ताकि हम अपनी सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ कर सकें। बट ये जरूर है कि अगर हम कई बार हम कुछ नया सिस्टम बनाते हैं तो कोई ना कोई उसका लूप होल निकाल के उसके डिसएडवांटेज बनाता जाए। जैसे हम व्हाट्सएप की बात करें तो व्हाट्सएप इसलिए जनरेट किया गया था ताकि हम लोग बहुत इजीली कम्युनिकेट कर सकें, फाइल शेयर कर सकें। बट कई बार आप देखते हैं इसका यूज से ज्यादा मिसयूज होता है। तो मेरा आंसर इसी के अंदर है।
ये धन्यवाद मैडम। ये तो सत्य है कि हमारे प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री हुए और अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी तक तो धोती कुर्ता रहा हमारा। ये हमारी शायद ये तो आने वाली पीढ़ी देख भी नहीं पाएगी। और ये भी एक सिमिलरिटी बता दूं मैं, दिल्ली एनसीआर यानी पश्चिम उत्तर प्रदेश, हरियाणा और महाराष्ट्र, ये धोती कुर्ता टोपी ये थोड़ा यही एरिया है, शायद फिर ये लुप्त हो रही है। हमारे पिताजी अब लास्ट हो गए शायद। धन्यवाद मैडम, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद सर।
धन्यवाद जयवीर सिंह जी। आप डॉक्टर स्वानंद शुक्ला सर का स्वागत है।
Good evening, Dr. BETKAR sir. Good evening, ma'am. Wonderful presentation today. And especially learning personality and the behavior is a really, a skill for the human beings. And we cannot predict what person is having in his mind and what he's saying, right? तो मन में जो बात है अलग है, बाहर अलग है.
Exactly.
That is,
ऐसा बोला जाता है ना, हमारे ऊपर पता नहीं कितने मास्क होते हैं.
yes.
Exactly वैसा है.
And if you are taking help of technology or something, to recognize the personality, it will be a great boon for the human beings, what I feel. Because in a criminal world, people are there. We can find out criminals, we can identify their personality traits, and we can have, the predictions in the future, right? That is one domain. Then we are having, our international politics, what Mr. Trump is thinking about Iran, and
Right.
he's having, he's creating dilemma in the world whether he's going to attack or he will be going for the words with Iran. So we are sure about it. Or he may be going with the words and he will attack from behind. So we cannot predict. But I think if we can use this kind of technologies, we can reach, to this. My question is, human beings are also like psychologists, and I'm basically a homeopathic doctor. We are also learning personality, right? So we are, learning the person, all behavior. Behavior is considered as a reflection of his emotion, the internal feelings, and how he's behaving. So nowadays, you'll find we are living in a modern lifestyle. And if you'll go to some hotel, the receptionist, even she is tired, she'll keep a smile on her face, and she'll say, "Hello, sir. How are you? What I can do for you?" And that grit is there, but inner feeling is different. Even a lecture is there, and the lecture is going on. And if it is little difficult lecture, for me at least mathematics is difficult. So that mathematics lecture I'm sitting, my feeling is different. For my teacher, I will show some different expressions. So it is very difficult to understand personality. In homeopathy, we prescribe medicines on mind and physics both. So we try to find out their emotions, their will, their wish, and we try to find it out. And usually we are saying that we should not ask leading questions. What is your nature, and how you react in, are you getting angry? And then we will not get a good answers because people wants to place them in a good manner. Whatever their nature may be, original nature may be at home different, but in the public image is different. So it is really very challenging. And if it really comes to the technology, I think if it is really very much, point to the point, we can learn so many things. So a wonderful, aspect what you have placed in front of us. But again, the same thing, that AI cannot give everything. Human mind has to be there behind. And if the technology will not give everything, but human mind has to be there behind to learn these features. You were talking about the facial expressions. Yes, we are learning facial expressions. We call it psychognomy. And handwriting, you said wonderfully, you pointed out. So some people, they forget about the stroke, or the writing, but the pressure, with which they are writing, some people write in a very superficial fashion. Some people, you can find out the print on the other side of the paper. So many things we can go with. And definitely it will be a great thing. We have to explore this field maximum. And for we homeopaths, yes, definitely it will be very much helpful. So a great thing to know about this. So thank you very much about your presentation. Thank you, Dr. Betkar, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanand Shukla, sir. We again welcome our Professor Dr. S.M. Dongarge, sir, who is from SMB College, Mahatma Bashir College, Latur, Head Department of Physics and Head Department of the Electronics and Computer Science. Welcome you, sir, for joining here with us. Now, I request other speaker participants can unmute and they can discuss with our speaker. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting this invitation and giving knowledge, technical knowledge to us for the identification of the personalities. And this will be used in this sector where it can be used in the criminalization or any other thing we welcome means we congratulate you for all your efforts in this field, and in future also you will join here as a speaker on a new topic. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you to all
Thanks.
participants. Kindly fill the feedback link which is available in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We will keep this open for 5 minutes for filling the feedback. Thank you.